The sun was setting as John pulled up to the construction site for his latest project. He was a contractor with a reputation for getting the job done on time and under budget, and this new development was no exception. The plans called for a high-rise office building, and John had assembled a top-notch crew to get the job done. As the crew began to unload their equipment, John noticed something strange. There was a strange smell emanating from the site, a sickly sweet aroma that made him feel uneasy. He shrugged it off and got to work, but as the night wore on, the smell only seemed to get worse. John tried to ignore it and focus on the job at hand, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He glanced around at his crew and saw that they were all struggling to concentrate as well. Finally, he decided to take a break and investigate. He walked around the site, trying to locate the source of the smell. As he walked, he noticed that the ground seemed to be uneven in places. He knelt down to take a closer look and was horrified by what he saw. Beneath the dirt and debris, there were human body parts. Arms, legs, and heads were scattered throughout the site, as if someone had simply tossed them aside. John's stomach turned at the sight, and he immediately called the police. As the authorities arrived, John watched in horror as they began to uncover more and more body parts. It was clear that someone had been using the construction site as a dumping ground for human remains. The investigation that followed was a nightmare. John was grilled by detectives, and his crew was subjected to interrogations and polygraph tests. It seemed that everyone was a suspect, and John began to worry that he would be implicated in the grisly crime. As the weeks dragged on, the investigation seemed to hit a dead end. There were no leads, no suspects, and no motive for the gruesome murders. Just when it seemed that the case would never be solved, a shocking discovery was made. It turned out that the person responsible for the murders was none other than John's business partner, who had been embezzling money from the company and needed a place to dispose of the bodies of those who had gotten in his way. John was devastated by the betrayal, but at least the mystery had been solved and justice would be served.